Hey, what's going on, everybody over at the SnD Elite channel? My name is Spartan, or Zach, whatever you want to call me, and I am one of the newest members to the SnD Elite. So, I figured that since this is my introduction video, I would tell you guys a little bit about me and how I got into gaming and the whole YouTube thing, and what I do over on my personal channel. So, it all started back when I was like 6 or 7 years old, and I'm 20 years old for those of you that don't know. I started when I was 6 or 7. I played Pokemon. I had Pokemon Blue, and I remember carrying what felt like a 5-pound Game Boy around with me back then. Everywhere I went, and whenever we would go somewhere, I would take my Game Boy with me, and I would play Pokemon. I also had Super Mario and Tetris, but I didn't really play them because I wasn't really good. At 6 or 7 years old, you're horrible at Tetris because you don't know how to organize things. But I played pretty much those three games and those three games only. I got Pokemon Yellow, but I didn't really like it because I didn't like Pikachu. But anyway, I found out my friend up the street, who still lives up the street, he had an N64. And whenever I didn't have, basketball practice, baseball practice, soccer practice, I would go up to his house and we would play Nintendo 64 until it got dark and I had to go home. We would play games like Mario Kart, Turok, Zelda, Star Fox, just to name a few games that we played. And we would play all day until I was forced to go home because his mom had to kick me out because it was getting dark. And I was getting tired of that, so I asked my parents, and we got a PlayStation 1 for Christmas. And we didn't really have any games on it. My parents would buy the PlayStation magazine or whatever it was called, and we would play the demo disc, me and my brother would. And that's pretty much all we would play. And I remember watching X Play one day, and they were talking about Final Fantasy VII. So I asked my mom to get it for me, and she couldn't find it. She looked at Target, she looked at all these other places, and she couldn't find it. And it was actually my neighbor, who also is a gamer, who found it for me and bought it for me. And it was what really got me into gaming. Final Fantasy VII is my favorite game of all time, and will continue to remain my favorite game of all time, simply because I played that all the time, and it was what really got me into gaming every day for a few hours a day, and it was helping me relax. And eventually we moved on to a PlayStation 2, where again, we played a lot of demos, some Madden. I wasn't really a huge Madden fan, but I really played SOCOM 2, and Final Fantasy X. Those were my three main games. And eventually I got bored of playing those all the time, and I bought my own Xbox. When I had my own Xbox, I would play Fable. I think Fable 2 was out back then. Yeah, I played Fable and Fable 2, Halo 2. And again, I kept buying Madden. It was just a game to play with my friends when they would come over. And I was really, really, really enjoying Halo 2. Halo 2 was what really got me into first-person shooters. And it's still my favorite first-person shooter to this day. I would play it all the time. I would ask my friend from up the street to come down, and I would play against him and my brother 1-on-2, and I would win because I played it all the time, and I loved it. And eventually, I bought an Xbox 360 a few months before Halo 3 came out, and I was playing Call of Duty 2 online, and I was so bad, but it was so much fun because it was a challenge. Eventually, I got Halo 3. I played it for a little while, and then I got Call of Duty 4. And I was one of the kids that you would make fun of on Call of Duty 4 because I was so bad. But I forced myself to get it better. I worked, I tried. And within a few weeks to a month, I was good. And I remember my friend, one of my Xbox buds at the time, he's like, yo, there's this guy named Grizz on YouTube. He makes videos of him playing Call of Duty. I was like, what? That doesn't even make sense. And he forced me to watch one. So I watched it. And I was like, damn, I want to try that. I think I could do that. So I started sniping. And I wanted to make montages. So I would sit my digital camera on a stool in front of my 32-inch big, huge box TV. And I would record myself playing. And that's when I really started YouTube, was December 2007. And now here I am. However many years, 6 years later. Wow. 5 years later. Wow. I've been doing this for a long time. But on my personal channel, I have two series. One called SnD Clips, which is pretty self-explanatory. Clips and search and destroy. And another one called Close But No Cigar, which is montage clip fails. I do commentaries, obviously, because I'm doing one right now. But I do them as often as I can. And I still make the occasional montage. But the main thing I do now is stream. And I enjoy it. I enjoy it a lot most of the time because it gives me a way to interact with my viewers, and it allows people to watch me when I play, watch how I play, and sometimes it really helps them get better at the game. But this gameplay is coming to an end. I get a 2-piece right here to win the game, and I go 18-2, pretty good game. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys enjoyed this commentary. All I ever ask for is a comment, just to let me know what you think. And I'm glad to be a part of the SnD Elite. I'm happy to be here. I'm going to be here for as long as I can, and I will see you guys later.